Hello Galactic family. Beloved, lately, I've noticed that my partner is a stranger to me. Still, there is an intense desire to overcome the separation between us. It is almost a sense that we are lines running parallel to each other, but destined never to meet. Beloved Osho, the world of consciousness is like the world of geometry? Or is there a chance those parallel lines can meet? Dynamio, this is one of the great miseries that all lovers have to face. There is no way lovers do not have this strangeness, this ignorance, this separation. In fact, the whole operation of love is based on the fact that the lovers are opposite polarities. The farther apart they are, the more attractive they are. Their separation is its attraction. They approach, they are very close, but they never become one. They get so close that there is even a feeling that only one more step and they would become one. But one step more is never given, and it cannot be given by a natural law. Contrary to what is expected, when they are very close, immediately start to become separated again, away from away. Because when they are very close, the attraction is lost, and then they start fighting, getting grouchy, growling. This is the way to create distance again. And so the distance arises, immediately they start to feel attracted. So, it follows as a rhythm, approaching, receding, approaching, moving away. There is a desire to be one, but at the biological level, the level in the body, become one is not possible. Even as you make love, you are not one. Separation at the physical level is inevitable. You're saying, lately I've noticed that my partner is a stranger to me. That's nice. This is part of an understanding that is growing. Only childish people think they know each other. You know neither yourself. How can you imagine that you know your partner? Not your partner know yourself, or you know yourself. Two unknown beings, two strangers who know nothing about themselves, are trying to know each other. This is a futile exercise. This is bound to be a disappointment, a failure. And that's why lovers are angry with each other. They think that maybe the other is not allowing the entry in your private world. He's keeping me away, he's keeping me at a distance. And both continue to think the same way. And that's not true. All claims are false. They simply do not understand the law of nature. The body level, you can approach but you cannot become one. Just at the heart level you can become one, but only temporarily, not permanently. At the level of being, you already are one. There is no need to become one. It just has to be discovered. Amigo, you're saying, yet there is a strong will to overcome the separation between us. If you follow trying on the physical level, you will fail. The will simply shows that love needs to go beyond the body, that love or something higher than the body, something bigger than the body, something deeper than the body. Even the meeting heart to heart, though sweet, though immensely pleasurable, is still insufficient, because it happens only for a moment, and then again, strangers are strangers. Unless you discover the world of being, you will not be able to satisfy this desire to become one. And the strange thing is that in the day you become one with your lover, you will become one with all existence too. You are saying, it's almost a sense that we are lines running parallel to each other, but destined never to meet. Amigo, you unknown to non-Euclidean geometry, because it is not taught in our educational institutes. Universities still teach Euclidean geometry. There appeared 2000 years. In Euclidean geometry, parallel lines never meet. But it has been discovered that if you go on and on, they are. The latest discovery is that there are no parallel lines, which is why they are. You cannot create two parallel lines. The new findings are very strange. You cannot even create a straight line, because the earth is round. If you create a straight line here and if you follow drawing from both ends, to go on and on, eventually you will find that it has become a circle. And if a straight line drawn through the end becomes a circle, first of all, it was not a straight line, it was only part of a very large circle, and a part of a large circle is an arc, not a straight line. The lines disappeared in the new non-Euclidean geometry, and there were no lines. What about parallel lines? There are also parallel lines. So it was a matter of parallel lines. There would be a chance that the lovers could meet somewhere, perhaps in old age, when they could no longer fight, when they no longer had any power to it, or when they had to become so accustomed. Then, what is the question? They used the same arguments, they have the same problems, the same conflict, since both are bored with each other. In this long journey, they stop lovers to talk with each other. What is the point of this conversation? Why start talking to begin to argue, and it's always the same argument, this will not change. And they have argued so many times and arrive at the same end. But even then, the parallel lines, with respect to the lovers, in geometry they can start to meet, but there is no hope love, they cannot be found. And it's good that they cannot meet, because if lovers could satisfy their desire to become one of the physical body level, they would never look up. They would never try to find out what is much more hidden in the physical body, the consciousness, the soul, God. It is good that love fails, because the failure of love, sooner or later will lead you to a new pilgrimage. The will tantalize you until it brings you to the temple where the meeting takes place. But the meeting always with all, in which your lover is, but where the trees will also be, and the rivers, the mountains and the stars. In this meeting, only two things will not be present: your ego will not be there, and ego of his lover will not be there. In addition to these two things, all existence will be there. And these two egos were truly the problem, was what was making them two parallel lines. It was not love that was creating problems, was the ego. But the will is not satisfied. Birth after birth, life after life, the desire will remain, unless you find the right door to go beyond the body and enter the temple. Just keep your will seething, burning. Do not lose heart. Your will is the seed of his spirituality. His will is the beginning of greater unity with existence. Your lover is just an excuse. Dynamio, do not be sad. Say cheerful. Rejoice, because there is no possibility of meeting the physical level. Otherwise, the lovers would not have any way to transformation. They would get stuck with each other, they would destroy one another. And there is no harm in to love a stranger. In fact, it's more exciting to love a stranger. When you are not together, there is a great attraction. The more you are together, but the attraction becomes dull. The more you become known one another, although superficially, the smaller the excitation. Early life becomes a routine. People follow repeating the same thing over and over again. If you look at the faces of people in the world, you will be surprised. Why do these people look so sad? Why your eyes appear that they have lost all hope? The reason is simple, the reason is repetition. The man is intelligent. The repetition creates boredom. Boredom brings a sadness because the person knows what will happen tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Until the person go to the grave, it will be the same story. A Jew and a Poe were sitting in a bar watching the news on television. On the news they showed a woman standing on the terrace of a building threatening to play. The Jew told Polish, I want to make a bet with you. If she play, you pay me $20. If she does not play, I pay you $20. Okay. All right, said Polish. A few minutes later, the woman jumped from the terrace and killed himself. The Polish took his wallet and handed $20 to the Jewish. A few minutes later, the Jew turned to the Polish and told him, look, I cannot be with these his $20. I have to confess that I had already seen this news earlier today. It was a repeat. No, no, said the Pole, get the money, you will honor and merit. Know that I also saw this earlier today news on TV. You see? Said the Jew, well, then why do you bet that the woman would not play? Well, said the Pole, I did not think she would be so stupid as to make it twice. But that's life, this sadness in the world, this boredom and misery that can be changed if people know that they are looking for the impossible. Do not look for the impossible. Discover the law of existence and follow it. Their willingness to be one is your spiritual desire, is its truly essential religious nature. You are just focusing itself in the wrong spot. Your lover is just an excuse. Let your lover is just an experiment of the great love, love for all existence. Let your will be a quest of his own inner being. Ali, the meeting is already happening. There, we are already one. There, no one is ever separated. The will is perfectly right, only the focus of desire is not right. This is creating suffering in hell. Simply change the focus and your life will become a paradise.